Yo, what's up fellas? Welcome to this video. In this one, I'll give you 7 new Facebook Ads Manager updates in 2025. I'm going to be talking about campaign score, new attribution settings, things that are happening with ad creatives with AI. Facebook is forcing us to do some stuff that we'll see right now. We're going to see how to face these potential issues and which ones are those. So I'm going to be like the messenger and I leave it to you to do a bit more research. So let's get right straight into the video. We've got these 7 points to cover. Main thing as an intro, it's funny because the updates are super random. I don't know if it happened to you, but basically you log into the ads manager and so all of a sudden like the typical Advantage Plus campaign just disappeared. And then when I'm setting up my ad creative, they're adding a product catalog down below the ad randomly. So instead of finding it randomly, you have me in this video. So I'll break it down for you so you know exactly what you have to do in each one of these cases. Some of these updates were from few months ago, and I shared that in the group of the Metascaling Accelerator, which is my coaching program. That was on April, as you can see right there. So for example, a couple of updates on campaign level, value rules, and attribution setting with the link. So those are the perks of being in the program, but basically you have it now in June. So let's go into the Facebook Ads Manager updates for 2025 and 2026. The first one, as you have probably noticed, and if not, you're lucky. So we used to have CBOs and then Advantage Plus shopping campaigns, all right? CBO was, more based on machine learning, typical campaign traditional, and Advantage Plus was the introduction of, AI and automation. And now they've merged these two types of campaigns, CBO, Advantage Plus, they've merged that into just one campaign, which is called Advantage Plus Sales Campaign, okay? In this one, you will see when you create the campaign, it will directly say this thing right here. That's when you know that you have the new stuff in the ads manager, right? So what's different? What's new compared to the traditional Advantage Plus campaign? So the first one is they have unified this CBO and Advantage. So basically we don't have two options now, we just have one option. Traditional Advantage Plus used to have just one ad set, and now we can have basically lots of them. It's like a CBO, but with AI. Usually the Advantage Plus features are going to be on by default, like in audience, in placements, everything. And also it can run on bid cap. A traditional Advantage Plus could only be done with cost cap. Now we can do bid cap as well. So bid cap with the AI feature seems to be cool. So yeah, this is new. Just explore it, but there's nothing you can do about it. That's the new campaign type, and that's it. Second point here, campaign score. So you will also see this is at 100. When you create a campaign from scratch, it's going to be at 100. But as soon as you start making some changes or you exclude your existing customers to not target them with your prospecting campaigns, that number is going to go to 80. Is it good or is it bad? In my opinion, nothing happens. So you can see here, for example, at the next to your ad account name here, so you will see this 64 here. If you click on it, you will see opportunity score 64. So it's like you're at 64 and you've got these 36 points that can be improved. Okay. And then they say top recommendation. We're going to give you 1 point if you do this, which is basically what we want you to do, which is give us all the power. And so if you click on this I here, you'll get the information. So basically on a 0 to 100 point scale, it represents how optimized your ad accounts, campaigns, and ad sets, basically how much are you following the policies that we want you to follow, recommendations, etc. Potential outcomes. Let's see, points are based on factors, campaign objective, business profile, campaign characteristics, and budget allocation. This basically says if you apply what we say, we cannot guarantee you an increase in performance. So a month ago, I asked one of my meta reps in Dublin, and I was asking him, if I have a low campaign score in the ad account, is that going to affect my performance, my ROAS, maybe my CPM in the auction? And he said, don't worry, like those are just recommendations. It does not affect the auction, how you enter the auction. The total value is not affected. So it does not penalize for now. Okay? Take a look at it and just check it in your case. If it's high, if it's low, that's it. An interesting thing, and this is my favorite, value rules. This is in the audiences. This you will have it in the ad set level. It's right below where you set the cost caps. So you choose pixel purchase cost cap or cost per result goal or bid cap or anything, and right below you're gonna have value rules. So in there, you basically tell Facebook how worth are some audiences to you, specifically depending on a few factors that we're gonna see right now. And the system is gonna optimize for outcomes based on those rules. So I wanna show the ads to this type of user more. So if you go into, if you create a rule set, you're gonna go here, and this says, basically gives you the information. So get more of the outcomes that you want, optimize for this, see better results, whatever. I understand, and then you click on create a rule set, and you're gonna see this thing. And in here, they give you the first, you can have multiple options, multiple rules, but let's say just one. So if my audience is this, then I would like you to bid 20% more. So basically, to enter the auction, be willing to kind of pay 20% more to be able to show the ads to those users, even if they have more competition. And then if we click on the criteria, which is the interesting thing, we can do it, first of all, by age, by gender, mobile operating system, interesting one, because iOS users usually spend more. They have I'm just the messenger, but they have a better consumer behavior in terms of targeting them and getting a good ROAS, etc. And then location. This back in the day you would do manually. You remember, you would do, I only want to target users that are 18 to 26, that have an iPhone, and that are men, and that they like football, and at the same time they like sports, something like that. But that was in the past. So nowadays what we're seeing with Facebook is they're gonna restrict how much you can manually touch the audience, and they're gonna be like, you leave everything broad, and if you wanna give me some advice or like some directions into what you would like to target, you can give it to me by bidding more and stuff like this. And I actually have this with one client in one other account that I manage, where we have basically a specific bidding that happens automatically. We did that with the engineers on Meta. That happens automatically for the countries. But anyways, you could tell in rule 1, you could tell, for example, if they have an iOS, if they have an iPhone, I'm willing to bid 20% more because iOS people spend 20% more in my store, something like that. Or if you target worldwide, but you would like to show your ads more in the US and Germany, you'd say location. I'm willing to bid more when I have a worldwide campaign. I'm willing to bid 20% more to be shown in the US and Germany. Okay, so it gets interesting. Just check it out, play with it, and see what you can do. Next one, new attribution settings. So basically we have the standard one, the typical, and now we have incremental attribution. This is basically AI to fix the problem of tracking. That's what they're doing, right? So sophisticated models, whatever, that predict whether a conversion is caused by an ad. So if it's not reported with standard attributions, sometimes Facebook is going to be the responsible for the conversion, but somebody else attributed the sale to them. Let's call it Klaviyo, call it whoever. This incremental attribution, I see it very interesting for brands with a high AOV. So if you're selling something expensive that takes people 14 days to buy, you've got two options. Option number one is have a high frequency. So you're reaching people multiple times. And if you're reaching people multiple times, the sale is going to be attributed to Facebook. And the second option is incremental attribution. About incremental attribution, it's an attribution setting that optimizes ad delivery for incremental conversions. Machine learning, predict. I mean, when I see these words from Facebook, I'm not trusting them because of course they want to get all the sales attributed to them, so you spend more money. But at the same time, in a time with cookie policies and long customer journeys and the user not being as much as an impulse buyer as it used to be back in 2017, 2018, these things are actually helpful. So when would I use it? For example, imagine that you only do Facebook ads, nothing else. And your Shopify says you made 10K yesterday, but in the ad account, you see that you spent 2K and you made 5K. And you're like, no, but all the sales are coming from Facebook because I'm not doing anything else. And I have no SEO, I have no anything. Nobody follows me on Instagram. And there's this difference of 100%. from what Shopify says and what Facebook says. So in that case, you have to use incremental attribution. If you have an AOB, high AOB as well, same thing. Last two, ad creative setup options. So basically when you're setting up the ad, they will turn these things on by default, and then you have to click on edit and just see exactly what's happening here. Things you can define in this, at this level, you can define site links, which is basically things you have in the menu on Shopify on your website, and they would put the different options, so different landing pages. I don't like this too much. Actually, I turn it off all of the time. Catalog items, this is decent for e-commerce. Branding, I think this is powerful, but it will be powerful in the future. So far with the clients, I'm basically forced to follow a specific copywriting, a specific branding that they already put in the creative. So they basically give the things done to Meta, so we don't have to do any branding. But it's gonna be interesting because you can do a lot. You see it here, branding. So represent your brand in AI text, image generation by setting brand defaults for these and future ads. So the issue with AI creatives at this point with Meta is that they look too bad and they don't look brandy. So with this, you can upload your logo, so they put it randomly in the ad, text tonality, visual style, actually the typography, the font, that's interesting, and color guides. So it's interesting. You apply the branding, and basically you will give them a basic image, and with this branding, they will do whatever to deliver the ad and get the ROAS. So to me, it looks like a prompt in the sense that Meta is asking you for what do you have, the products, and what are the assets that you want, like what's the branding, what's the tonality, and then based on that, just give me the delivery to myself, to Meta, and I will deliver in this complex algorithm. Interesting for the future. And it's good to research that and be able to properly prompt Meta into what you want and what rules they have to follow, and then give it to them. That's just the future of media buying. And last one, and we have an extra one, but last one, Advantage Plus creative features. This is a pain in the ass, but this is the future and it is what it is. So if you click on edit, which I recommend you do every single time you post an ad, again, a pain in the ass, but you have to do it. So things you can do in here, translate text, quite useful. I don't know how good the translation is going to be, but it's good. Add overlays, these I don't like it at all. Show products, good for e-commerce, but I would prefer to just go on specific product sets when I want to do it. Visual touch-ups, I have brightness or something like that, contrast. Music, I don't know. 3D animation, I don't even know what it is. Enhanced call to action, this is cool because instead of shop now, it's going to say something like visit our new collection, something like that. Image animation, I don't like this. Show summaries, no idea what it is. Text improvement, no thank you, I want my copy. Relevant comment section, this is good. Adjust brightness, who cares? Basically this. So a lot of them, but you have to review them and see which one is interesting for your brand, your client, your ad account, whatever. And that's it. I mean, it's quite new. They're investing billions into this, and the algorithm is still being trained. So I'm not sure if I leave this on, is it going to increase my CTR or is it going to decrease my ROAS? I don't know. And it's a test that's very difficult to test properly because you don't know. What do? I leave on only one of them. And how much ad spend did it get? Or how much ad spend was deployed into something that had no music? I don't know. So it's super difficult to test. Whatever. And last one here that I just discovered, and it's quite cool. You can run now max value campaigns, so maximize value of conversions instead of maximize volume of conversions with 7-day click, 1-day view attribution. So you're gonna have more attribution in the ad account, and this is good for me because I have some accounts where the AOV is quite high, like 150 plus in dollars, in euros, above 150. So I'm interested in targeting audiences that are usually they have a pattern of spending more money per purchase. And this is good in terms of attribution. So pretty interesting. Yeah, that's the video. I hope it was helpful. Subscribe because I'm going to do another one in a couple of months to basically give you guys an update on YouTube on these different updates, what's going on with them, as soon as I can test all of them and just give you like, oh, this thing with max value has completely changed my ROAS or not. So yeah, I'll just keep you updated. If you want the updates in real time, check the link in the description. Join the accelerator program. You're there with e-com ballers, brand owners, 7 and 8 figure brand owners, agency owners, media buyers that are crushing it. So pretty cool stuff. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Ciao.